Evet, değerli konuklar, hepiniz hoş geldiniz. İngilizce tarafından düzenlenen kariyerinizde veya kariyer yolunda İngilizceyle bütün kapıları açın başlığı altındaki oturumumuza. Ben size çok kısa English Time ve English Time'ın yaklaşık 5,5 yıllık geçmişinden bugünkü oturumumuzda sizlere konu başlığıyla ilgili açıklamalarda bulunacak English Time Eğitim Direktörü Farquharson'la ilgili bilgi vermek istiyorum. Önce kendimi tanıtayım. İsmim Abdülkadir Yazıcı, English Time Dil Okulları Genel Müdür Yardımcısıyım. 1997 yılının sonunda kuruldu English Time. Tek bir şubeyle başladı o zaman. Şu anda English Time İstanbul'da hala 7 şubeyle eğitime devam etmekte. Çok kısa bir süre sonra İstanbul'da 2 yeni şubeyle daha İstanbul'daki insanları kaliteli İngilizce dil eğitimiyle buluşturmayı hedefliyoruz. Tamamı yabancı öğretmenlerle eğitim vermekte English Time. Kalitesi açıkçası buradan kaynaklanıyor, buradan geliyor. Çok hızlı bir büyüme süreci yaşadı English Time İstanbul'da. Tabii bu süre içerisinde, bu büyüme süreci içerisinde İngilizce dil eğitiminin özellikle Türkiye'de ve İstanbul'da İngilizce dil eğitiminin verilebilecek en üst seviyede kaliteye vermeye devam ediyoruz. English Time'ın bazı farklılıkları oldu İngilizce dil eğitiminde. Bunlardan en önemlisi İngilizce dil eğitimini İstanbul'da ve Türkiye'de özellikle yurt dışı kalitesiyle veya daha onun üzerinde bir kaliteyle insanımıza, İngilizce dil eğitimi almak isteyen insanımıza ulaştırmayı hedefledik. Kurulduğu günden bu yana böyle oldu ve böyle olmaya devam edecek. English Time gerek yurt içerisinde ve gerekse yurt dışında çok kısa zaman içerisinde farklı açılımlar planlamakta. Bunlar Türkiye içerisinde tabii ki İstanbul'daki oluşumumuzu tamamlayıp daha farklı şubelerle, ayrıca İstanbul dışındaki illerde Ankara, İzmir, Bursa ve Eskişehir'deki açılımlarımızla devam edecek. Artı yurt dışında tabii büyük ve kaliteli bir dil okulunun gelmesi gereken en önemli noktalardan bir tanesi uluslararası bir dil okulu olma projemiz çerçevesinde. İngiltere, Amerika, yani New York ve Kanada'daki şubelerimiz bir süre sonra açılacaklar ve orada yine İngilizce dil eğitim vermeye devam edeceğiz. Sayın Farquharson English Time kurulduğu günden bu yana çok kısa kesintilerle olmakla birlikte English Time'ın eğitim direktörlüğü görevini üstlenmiş bulunmaktadır. English Time'ın kurulduğu günden bugüne English Time'ın kaliteli eğitim sisteminin oluşturulmasında kendisinin çok büyük katkıları oluyor English Time'a. Gerek öğretmen potansiyelinin, kaliteli öğretmen potansiyelinin oluşturulmasında ve gerekse eğitim sisteminin Türkiye şartlarında en üst kaliteye ulaşması anlamında kendisinin çok büyük katkıları oldu. İzninizle ben kendisini seminer vermesi için sizinle baş başa bırakayım. Teşekkür ederim.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Can you hear my heart? Welcome to Opening Doors to English. How many of you understand English now? Oh, bravo. Okay. How many of you don't understand English now? Oh, that's not true. Okay. How many of you want to have some translation? Someone. Church name? Okay, all right. So, sometimes. So, no English? A little. Okay, all right. Okay. When you don't understand? Okay? All right. As you know, English is the lingua franca of the world, which is very lucky for me because I speak English very well. And inshallah, you will also speak English very well. It has been very good for my career, and it has brought me to Turkey, and I'm very happy to be here. Now, for you, English is important for your job in Turkey because Turkey is very important in the world, especially these days. And however, Turkey is trying to join the European Union, Turkey has business with America and Canada and other countries. It's the language between. Not many people outside of Turkey speak Turkish, except for the Turkoman republics. So, and Turkish is a little bit difficult to learn, so I'm speaking in English. So what you will find for your work is that you will be speaking English with people who also learned English. You will be speaking English to people who are from Germany or France or other countries, and so for them also, English is the second language. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the reasons for learning English and how you will use it in your job. So first of all, it's especially useful in English because you will be using many different ways of, you'll have many different uses of English. For example, sending emails. Emails are a little bit difficult because they're short and they must be very clear. If you don't, if it's not clear, it can cause some problems. So you need to understand how to send correct emails. Also faxes, because faxes also are short. Business letters have a certain formula. For example, letters of credit, cover letters for jobs, and things like that need to be done in a correct way. Now, native English speakers will notice mistakes. People from France or Germany, maybe they won't notice, maybe they don't care. But as much as possible, it needs to be good. Also, telephone communication is very difficult because it's only the sound and only speaking. You can't see the face, and you Turkish people use their hands, and Italian people, but you can't see it. We don't have video phones now. In the future, maybe. So some conversations are very difficult. You have to speak clearly, slowly, again and again. So phone conversations need good English for understanding for business. Of course, if you are in business, you will be negotiating. You will have to speak English, probably, with people to make contracts, make deals, to sell your business, maybe to sell yourself. Oh yes, you need me. I speak very good English. So the English again needs to be very clear. Now, well, maybe not so much these days, but generally, many people come to Turkey to do business. There are many partnerships, consortiums, and people must come here, and who shows them around? The English speaker. Very good connection. So if this is the president of Ericsson, he comes to Turkey and I speak English, then I will take him to the Bosphorus tour in the Balık restaurant in Filan, and he will be very impressed at our English. Small talk is conversation. When you are speaking to business people, it's not always business. Oh, how's your family? Do you like Turkey? So you have to have also social conversation. So learning English for social conversation is also very important. This is how you make friends. And Turkish people are very friendly. This is your advantage. Except you have to be friendly in English for business. And it builds business bridges. Now, also, this is extra, but certainly if you go to Japan or the US, you might have to learn how to play golf. Because a lot of social conversation happens on the golf course, but that also might be in English. Traveling. When you go to Atatürk Airport, the announcements are in Turkish, but also they might be in English. When you go to the Paris airport, or Heathrow in London, or the New York airport, everything's in English. So if you want to know where you have to go, then you have to know English for that. And inshallah, your wonderful new job will take you traveling around the world, and you'll use your English for that. And finally, international sales is kind of with oral business dealings. Okay? All right? Okay, so these are some of the reasons for using English, for knowing English for your work. These are also some of the international resources that you will have to use as a business person. The internet is one. You might have to look at the website for Ericsson's company, or for some of your competitor companies. So Mr. Ericsson might have to look for Ms. Nokia on the internet and find out what's going on. Conferences are very important, like this. This is a very important event and place for you, especially if you are looking for a job. And when you have a job, you may have to go to conferences like this, where you're selling things or where you are getting information about your product. You'll need to read professional journals and magazines. These will keep you up with the field, and this is very important. And it's very technical English. If I'm an Ericsson technician, even in my English, it's a little difficult because I don't know phone English or technical English very well. But in your field, you will learn the technical English, the technical vocabulary quickly because it's necessary. And a lot of it is coming into Turkish anyway. And professional magazines for your field also you should be reading to keep yourself up to date, because that means that your job is always getting better. Okay? And of course, professional books when you have time. And it gives you more research opportunities. If you are in a field where you have to do research, for example, scientists or technicians, then English will help you to do that, because English is also the language, becoming the language of science. Any questions so far? Do you need the translators? Oh, great. Oh, question, not translator. Okay. Yes, I know.
Do you have a translator? Would you like me to translate it?
Do they want to translate it?
I think so.
Level 2?
Yes.
Level 2, you have too many sources. Are you listeners?
No.
Okay, now here. Okay.
I am here. I'm listening.
Would be good, thank you. You're
İyi kısım şimdi arkadaşlar. Şimdi arkadaş sesim geliyor galiba. Kısaca İngilizce'nin neden önemli olduğuna değindim. Önce İngilizce'nin bir yana çok yaygın bir dil olduğunu bahsetti. Pek çok kişinin bu dili konuştuğunu söyledi. Yani ana dili İngilizce olanların dışında da pek çok ülke insanının as a second language olarak, yani ikinci dil olarak İngilizceyi konuştuğunu söyledi. Dolayısıyla İngilizce öğrenen bir kişinin sadece şansının ana dili İngilizce olan biriyle değil, diğer dünya ülkelerinden insanlarla da sohbet etmek olabileceğini söyledi. Onun dışında neden İngilizce diye bir başlıkla başladı. İngilizcenin hangi alanlarda kullanıldığından söz etti. Özellikle business yani işletme alanında çok gerekli olduğunu söyledi. Ama ona değinmeden işte en başta herkesin kullanım alanı olan iyi yayınlarda İngilizce gerekli olduğunu söylediği çok kısa yazışmalar yapılacak için çok basit gelebilir ama çok net olmalısınız yazışmalarınızda. Bu anlamda bu bilmek önemli dedi. Yine iş için çok önemli noktalardan söz etti. Bu cover letter diye adlandırılan kapak yazıların hazırlanmasının ayrı bir üslup gerektirdiğini ve buna hakim olmanız gerektiğini söyledi. Onun dışında belki yabancı birileriyle yazışırken iş dünyası adına belki bir Almanya örneği verdi. Orada insanlarla yazıştığımız zaman bir kapak mektubu nasıl yazılır, bir business yani resmi bir yazışma nasıl yapılır ondan çok önemsemeyebilirler dedi. Ama ana dili İngilizce olan ülkelerle yazıştığımız zaman bu çok önemlidir dedi. Bunlara dikkat etmeniz gerekiyor. Onun dışında telefonla iletişimin çok önemli olduğunu söyledi. Telefonla iletişimde özellikle kişilerin göz teması ve bir takım vücut dillerini kullanamadıkları için sadece sesle iletişim yapabileceklerini söyledi. Bunun da tekniğini iyi bilmesi gerektiğine değindi. Özellikle Türk insanların bu konuda çok vücut dilini kullanarak hatta İtalyanlarla örneği vererek bu tarzda yaklaşımlar olan bir kültüre mensup olduğumuz için bunu kesinlikle öğrenmemiz gerektiğini, daha doğrusu gerekli olduğunu, önemli olduğunu söyledi. Yine kontratlar, sözleşmeler, iş sözleşmeleri için ne yaptığınızı çok iyi bilmeniz lazım. Benim detaylarını çok iyi vakıf olmanız lazım. Bu yüzden İngilizce önemlidir. Yine small talk adı altında küçük konuşmalar yani kısa konuşmalar yapmanız gerekebilir. İş dünyasında temasta olduğunuz kişilerle. Bu kısa konuşmalar da sosyal konuşmalar yani business, işletme içerikli değil ama işte nasılsınız, aileniz, işte işiniz vesaire gibi böyle sosyal konuların merhaba nasılsınlar ibaret olan onun bile bir tekniğinin olduğundan söz etti. Ekstrem örnek belki hatta insanlar çok uzak yerlere doğru kursları almak için bile bir takım İngilizce kurslarına ihtiyaç olabilir ya da oradaki insanlarla iletişim kurabilmek için İngilizceye ihtiyaç duyabilirsiniz dedi. Yine havaalanına seyahat halinde olan iş adamlarının havaalanlarına çok sık uğradığı ve aşikar dolayısıyla da havaalanında yapılan tüm anonsların da İngilizce olması sebebiyle burada da ne kadar önemli olduğunu söyledi. Son olarak da yapmak istediğiniz işle içine girmek istediğiniz sektörün araştırmasını yaparken web sayfalarını araştırırken pek çok bilginin İngilizce olduğunu ve Ericsson hakkında bir bilgi sahibi olmak istiyorsanız örneğini verdi. Teknik olarak pek çok konuya da vakıf olabilmeniz için, rahatlıkla bunları da anlayabilmeniz için yine İngilizcenin gerekliliğine değindi. Son olarak bunun olduğu gibi konferansların, seminerlerin ve bunun yanı sıra journal ve magazin olarak adlandırdığı bu bilgilerin, odaların ya da farklı meslek kuruluşlarının çıkarttıkları periyodik dergilere, magazinlere çok vakıf olabilmeniz için, teknik olarak vakıf olabilmeniz için de İngilizcenizin gerekli olduğunu söyledi. That's so far.
Okay. Now, I think you have heard of globalization. We are globalized, and the world is becoming smaller, and English is helping that. So, because of globalization, there are more international partnerships. There are more consortia. For example, ARIA is Italian and Turkish. Koç Bank has joined with an Italian bank. There are many companies in Turkey, Ford, Fiat, that are international consortia or partnerships. So English is very necessary for those. Also for international and local management. At the Ford Fabrica, somebody probably comes from America for the management of the factory. So this is another chance to use English, because you know Americans only speak English. I'm not American. And cultural information is very important. It's very important. Even with English, knowing English as Turkish people, with your English, you can explain Turkey. And this is very important because people in the world do not know Turkey. They think it looks like Iran or Iraq. So it's very important for you as Turkish people to explain your culture. It's a wonderful culture. Turkish people are very nice, bence. So your job is to help explain that for the business people as well as other people. Also, when you have a language between you, the French and the Turk, or the Swedish person and the Turk, then you are learning about their culture also. This is very important for peace in the world. This is my background for peace. Peace. Anyway, so this is very important for you because you will be advertising your country through yourself and your knowledge of English. Okay? Do we need Bora or Seha? Okay? Level 2 alıyorsunuz. Okay. We understand. Okay. Communication. Do you know what ambiguity is? Ambiguity is, it's not clear. It's not certain. So if somebody has a little Turkish and a little English and they're trying to speak, what? So it's not very clear, it's ambiguous. So with more English, there is less ambiguity and it's easier for understanding. However, this is the caveat, there may still be cultural differences. So how you do things, how they do things is maybe probably different. So you still will have to learn, and they will have to learn also. And with correct English, mostly correct English, the information can be given correctly, as I spoke about at the beginning. Okay? Do you understand? All right. Okay. Now these are the personal dimensions. These are the parts that develop you as a person, as a business person, and as a person. So, iki kişi. I'm very lucky because I'm 6 people. Well, schizophrenic. Turkish is my 6th language. I speak English perfectly. Though some people from England or Australia may disagree with me. But I've learned other languages. And with every language, you grow as a person. So for you personally, it's a very good opportunity. And you know, after the 2nd language, the 3rd language, the 4th language are easier. So think about this, okay? First English. For you, first Turkish, 2nd English. Okay. With English, you have higher status. Oh, I speak English. Oh, okay? You have better education, and of course you get better jobs. Those of you who have to take the KPDC, you know that means more money. Or the TOEFL, for example. You get more money, okay? Which is higher wages. Money's important, okay? So of course to study English you have to pay some money, but it's an investment. You put money into yourself, into your head, and it comes back to you many, many times. And then you have wider opportunities for communication and for work. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay? Okay. Okay. Now we get to the how. How can you develop your English? Study. Do your homework. Do your homework. First, one place you can go are reputable, this means good, language schools with trained foreign teachers. Because there are many language schools. Of course, English time is the best. But we are a good school. We have foreign teachers, and they all have certificates. So they know how to teach. So, and there, of course, there are other good language schools in Istanbul and in Turkey. But private lessons, if you have lots of money, private lessons work. But generally, language schools are cheaper than private lessons. You can also study, for example, the English language universities have lecture series. For example, Kadir has one now, Koç University sometimes. I know Koç and Sabancı are very far. It's possible. Build University. So lecture series, you can learn and listen. And read is another one, but this is actually the next slide. Okay, read. Read. You don't have to understand every word. It's not necessary to understand every word. I read the Hurriya and I don't understand every word, but there's pictures. I look at the pictures. And then I look and I generally understand. But slowly I understand more. So read the newspapers. The Turkish Daily News English is kind of so-so. Their level dash English. It's not very good, but it is English. Okay? And for us it's very good because it's Turkish news. Read the foreign newspapers. The Wall Street Journal is especially good for business English. The Guardian, USA Today, the Herald Tribune are all foreign newspapers. So, and you can read them also. There are many English language magazines in Istanbul. If you like to go out, Istanbul Time Out, you know, has the two sections. So you pull out the English section, throw away the Turkish section, and read the English part. Easy. Or not. Or read the English part and then check it with the Turkish. That can be. You can get Time and Newsweek here, and there are some business magazines here in English. And The Economist is one I forgot. Okay? And then finally, there are books. Books. Imagine. There are many bookstores, especially in the Taksim area, that have English language books. If your English is a little low, you could buy children's books. The English is easy. Maybe you know the story, you know, the Three Bears or, you know, like that. And for those who want a challenge, you can read, you know, Daniel Steele, John Grisham, Yashar Kamal in English, for example, Orhan Pamuk in English. You can check and see how it is. Okay? Reading is very important because you can read and understand, then look at your dictionary, and go, oh yeah, I knew that. Okay? You see the grammar, you see the vocabulary, and you understand the ideas. It's very important. Questions so far? No? Huh. Okay. Listen! There are many opportunities to listen to English, even in Istanbul. We are in Istanbul. You are listening to me. English. Okay? You know CNBC movies? Now, I think the translation is because they go for example. And not all the movies on CNBC are English. Some of them are Croatian or Russian or French or Italian. So if you don't understand anything, it's probably not English. Okay. There are some radio stations, even in Istanbul, that have some English language on them, and you can just look on the radio and find it. You can get cassettes. One thing that's very popular now in North America is books on tape, because people drive a lot, and in the UK also. People drive, and so they put the cassette into their cassette player and drive and listen. Not a good idea in Istanbul. Don't do that. But you can do it at home, or you can do it sitting on the bus. That's okay. Okay, don't do it when you're driving. Okay. You can also, well, that's another way. Okay. On the internet, if you have a computer with speakers, of course you can get sites where you listen. So, for example, there are sites that are especially for English learners that have pronunciation practice, or they have speeches, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, things like that. So there are sites that you can listen to them originally. Again, you can go to the lectures here in Istanbul, and you can make foreign friends and colleagues. Don't go to Sultanahmet and practice your English. It is very irritating to the tourists because they think you will sell them a carpet. So I don't recommend it. But you know what foreigners look like. We walk differently, we dress differently, and so if it's okay, you can start a conversation with them and don't sell a carpet. Okay? And then of course with business, it's a very good opportunity because then you have a chance to practice in your business life, whether you want to or not. Okay? Speak! Ooh, the most difficult, I know. Okay. Speak with your business friends, your colleagues. Speak with your foreign friends, if you have any. Speak with your foreign teachers. Speak on the phone. Ooh, it's very difficult, I know. But it's good practice. You can make cassettes. You can make cassettes. Maybe only you will listen to them, but you can say, I'm going to practice my English today, and I feel really stupid, but I'm going to make a cassette, and I will listen later. Only do it. Okay? If it's only you that listens, who cares? You can give it to the radio, or your friend will give it to the radio. It's like an oral journal, so that could be. Join clubs and associations. Now, probably the Rotary Club and the Lions Club here is in Turkish. However, you know that they are a worldwide organization. It's a very good place to meet business friends. And to when other Rotary members or Lions Club members come here from America or Canada or whatever, then you have a chance to speak to them in your good English. AWI is American Women of Istanbul. IWI is International Women of Istanbul. Generally, they are for, well, women, and some of those women have Turkish husbands. So for the women in the audience, it might be an opportunity to meet foreign women who are living in Istanbul. And they're always grateful for the opportunity to meet real Turks, because many of them live in places like Kemerburgaz, and they're not in the real Turkey. Okay? Speak? Right. The last one is write. Writing is also very difficult. Now, many people don't write letters now, but in business you have to write letters. And when you are looking for a job, you must write a letter. Dear sir or madam, I am enclosing my CV for your perusal. Briefly, I have this education, this experience. I look forward to speaking to you. Yours sincerely. Mehmet, Ayşe, whatever. Okay? Or you can write letters to some foreign friends that you've met who are not here anymore. Email. Everybody writes emails. Emails are a little difficult because, again, they're usually short and sometimes they're not clear. Even English to English. My emails to my American and Canadian friends sometimes are not clear. So it's good practice for clear English. And for business, it's very necessary. Chat lines. How many of you do chats? ICQ and like that. Yeah, it's a very good opportunity. One line. Hi, how are you? Fine. Where do you live? Are you young and beautiful? Young and handsome? Oh yes. Really, I'm 95 years old. Journals is something else that you can do. For example, my friend's daughter studied English and she would write her journal in English so her parents couldn't read it. So it's a very good way to have a secret life in your journal. And of course at work you'll have to write reports. There are certain formats for reports, but you'll have to probably do those and write them very carefully before they are due. Put them down, go back and check, and then make them all nice and shiny new. Okay? Any questions? This is pretty much the end. So if you have any questions, this is a good time to ask me. And I speak some Turkish still. And I have translators. Do you want the translators? Any questions? Okay. Thank you for coming in. Questions,
Very good story. I understood clearly, but I it's not it wasn't your real English. It's your not real level.
No, when I speak English, usually I speak really fast like this, and nobody can understand me. Yeah, I slowed it down for this, for you. Yeah. And truthfully, in business, for example, you have somebody who comes from New York City. People in New York City are famous for speaking very fast. So then what do you do? What do you do if somebody speaks really fast and you don't understand anything they're saying? What do you do? Say, excuse me, I didn't understand that. Please, slowly, clearly. Yeah. Anyone else? How come?
I don't have this question, but I would like to ask these things. I had 3 years experience in English. I went through private course. It's not English time, but another one. Doesn't matter. I want to say to all Turkish students, we have some problem. If you want to learn English, we want from heart. For example, maybe lots of teachers know. We start English, but after level 2 or level 3, we stop it. Lots of students stop their education. So, if you want to learn English, if you want to have these things in business life, you have to, if you start it, you have to go to the end. So, we need power.
We need power.
Yeah,
yes.
From teachers.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Teachers, be powerful.
So could you translate it please to other students? And they shouldn't stop the English. Thank you.
anda Türk öğrencilerin genelde İngilizceyle bir problemleri olduğunu, yani aslında genel bakış açısı olarak bir problemleri olduğunu söylediler. Başladıktan bir süre sonra eğitimlerini durdurduklarını ve bunun da ilerisine gidemediklerinden, ancak genel olarak arkadaşımız herhalde hepimize bir tavsiye vermektedir. Belli bir seviyeye geldikten sonra bırakmayıp sonuna kadar devam etmek ve İngilizce öğrenmeyi gerçekten öğrenmek isteyen insanın tüm isteğinin kalbinden gelmesi gerektiğini sizlere iletmemi istedi.
Thank you.
How did you translate it? You're Turkish? I know you speak Turkish. Anyone else? Okay. Oh. Yes.
What are the differences American English and England English? And I listen radio, for example, Eminem. There are slang. For example, a lot of American films use slang, and I can't understand. So how can I do?
Don't speak like Eminem.
Not only Eminem. A lot of American films use slang.
I know.
Negroes.
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah. To go back to the first part of your question, there are some differences between American English and North American English and British English, and then of course there's Australian English and New Zealand English and Indian English. Probably, I mean, accent is one. Dialect. Accent is how we say it. Dialect is what we say. And some of the vocabulary is different. But generally, they're the same. English is English. For you, as I said at the beginning, if you are in business, you will probably be doing business with people who are French or Korean or Japanese or something, so English is their second language also. Now, for you, what you have to do in this Turkish English, Japanese English situation is understand their accent, and they have to understand your accent. And sometimes it's very difficult. So you need to speak as clearly, slowly as possible to the Japanese or the Korean or the French person. So basically, but for God's sake, don't speak like Eminem and don't speak like some of the movies, because for one thing, it's very bad language. And when we use bad language in another language, it doesn't mean anything. If you say something bad in your own language, it's from here. Ooh, very bad. But if you say it in, I'm not going to say it. I can, but I'm not going to. Then it has no meaning for you, but it makes you look very stupid. So leave the bad language aside. Use your own bad language, then nobody knows what you're saying. Okay? Anybody else? Yes.
My education language was English in high school and also in university. But as you see, my speech is very bad because I wanted to go abroad to improve my pronunciation and speaking, but I can't, especially because of financial problems. In Turkey, I want to go in language schools like you, especially my cousin Islamic school. I know want to ask how I can do about my pronunciation improvement. And I think you have pronunciation and speaking classes, but I think they're also very expensive, and I want to give more information about this.
Okay. First of all, when people learn a language after about 12 years old, 99.9% of those people speak with an accent. When children learn a second or third language, children's brains are different. At about age 12, they separate, and then they work differently. Now, you can learn a language at any age. Obviously, I'm a little bit older than you, and I am learning Turkish. So don't say, oh, I'm 25 years old, I'm too late. Yeah, I can't learn it. That's not true. At the same time, some people are super at learning language, and some people just can't get it. It's like some people are super at music, other people can't get it, or math. So, as far as improving your accent goes, courses help, especially if the teachers correct you and they say, no, say it this way. And it's a little bit rude. When I started teaching, I could hear my mother saying, don't interrupt, it's rude. But now it's okay. I interrupt and it's rude. It's not rude, it's my job. So ask foreign friends, for example, please correct me if I say it wrong. If you have a cassette, for example, you could listen to the cassette and try and say it exactly the same. It'll never be you say it's exactly the same, but it'll get closer. So, but mostly talking gets it better. But you'll always sound Turkish, probably. Anything else? Thank you very much for coming.